Hey guys, I just published this new blog and I thought I'd create a quick video to kind of go through it and talk about some of the idiosyncrasies behind digital marketing and search engine marketing. So, most agencies and businesses and marketing professionals, they approach search engine marketing as though these are different campaigns. PPC, listings management to get found in like maps, for instance, and then SEO, getting rankings without having to actually pay for the clicks. Now, each of those has its own features and benefits and real estate in the grand scheme of things on that search engine result page, but they shouldn't be treated as though they're separate campaigns. So in this blog, I'm going to kind of go through what the differences are and then also what plan might be right for you or which plans. I've got like three kind of options, not plans, that I would consider when putting together your search engine marketing campaign. So to start out with, in the search engine result page, we've got three different areas of real estate. You've got the paid right up top here. So people are paying for these links, different keywords that they want to rank for. They're paying for that cost per click, and it's a essentially it's an auction. So the price of every keyword is different, and it's a fantastic strategy if you've got the budget, especially if you're in a competitive market space. And then you've got local SEO. So we've got maps, and this is kind of called the three pack. And then this is also where voice search pulls from. So, hey Siri, find an SEO agency near me. Boom. And then you've got the organic listings. Now, both maps, the local SEO and organic results, which is a product of SEO, those are both essentially free. You're probably going to pay somebody to optimize your website and create content, create your listings, make sure that they're all optimized, but you're not actually paying for the clicks. And there are some really great pros to this. We're going to go over some of the pros and cons to uh, the different options and combinations of these programs. So yeah, most agencies and marketing professionals, they treat each of these as though they're separate. Oh, I'm going to run your PPC campaign. And then they don't focus on creating new content, pushing that out there, trying to rank more organically. A lot of times it's because, hey, they're getting results from that PPC campaign. So, and they're getting paid to manage that campaign. So they're, shooting themselves in the foot if they get you more SEO and businesses start saying, all right, well, I guess we don't really need you anymore. So have a nice life kind of a thing. We'll call you when things kind of change. And then you've got like maps, which I'm not going to go in too deep about what the different ranking factors are and how to actually get found in maps. But one of the key ways you do it is through like a listings management campaign where you'll create citations, which is a fancy word for creating an account on a local directory like Bing, Yelp, Yahoo, Yellow Pages. There's thousands of them out there. And then also like getting more reviews, for instance, like I've got 15 5 stars. So obviously I'm going to be ranking higher than some of these guys that don't have any reviews. Um, and then you've got SEO, and a lot of these SEO companies, they specialize in SEO, which is great, but they're not offering a paid campaign a lot of times because they don't see any of that actual money. You get some of the management, but let's say the management's like $500. Most of the time, that campaign is probably going to have a minimum ad spend of about $1,000. So right off the bat, like let's say you're paying your guy, your employee or contractor to manage that campaign, and you're only getting the profit margin of the management budget and not the ad budget. So like your actual like profit margins on PPC are way smaller than SEO. So where you can like create content every month and then push it out, but the results are much slower with SEO. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's keep it moving here. All right, so you can read through this if you like. I've got three different options that I would recommend. Number one is the foundation. I call this the Kia Rio plan. So this option consists of running a citation campaign, which is going to be setting up those local directory listings for your business, making sure they're available, making sure they're accurate, making sure they're optimized with all the information that they need. Also includes making sure you have a website and that all the technicals are kind of taken care of. You've got schema markup installed, you're overriding your title tag meta description, optimizing those with keywords, etc., etc. So the pros, it's cheap and the ROI is damn good, at least for a while. So actually running a listings management campaign, not too expensive, like $100 a month. Pretty cool, right? And then like the actual SEO optimization, like you're either going to pay for that up front or you're going to pay some sort of like a monthly fee just to make sure that, nothing terrible goes wrong. So yeah, that's cheap. And then, but the cons, like without actively publishing and creating and publishing new high quality content, your keyword rankings are eventually going to dwindle because, well, let's face it, Google doesn't really rank older websites. They prioritize new websites. And if your industry is competitive at all, well, chances are your competitors are creating new content. Maybe that's in the form of videos, infographics, obviously blogs, landing pages, and you're going to kind of get squeezed out of the competitive market space. So, there's a very real risk there that the value long term is not going to be there. All right. Option 2, the ongoing SEO plan. So this is like the Honda Accord plan. So this includes everything that option 1 would include, but it also includes creating new high quality content. That could be in the form of videos, landing pages, blogs, infographics, etc., etc. And as you're pushing that new content out, making sure it's optimized and all this good stuff, you're going to increase your odds of ranking for new keywords, longer tail keywords, niche keywords that you may not have been ranking for. SEO is all derived on content. Without content, Google has nothing to rank or index. So you need content to rank in Google, and creating more content is obviously going to help you out. So that's the short of it. And then also, like the Honda Accord plan should include going back and re-optimizing old pages on your site. So oftentimes what I find is we'll push out a lot of content, and then 6 months down the road, we look back and we're like, holy smokes, this one blog that we pushed out is getting more visibility than the homepage. And there are a lot of keywords on here that are getting a ton of impressions, but they're on the bottom of page 1 or page 2 or page 3. So we can go back in and do some things like add more content, create a video to try to boost those lower ranking keywords up. And then also, it's just really important because you're getting a lot of eyes on this old content. You want to go back in and make sure the information is damn accurate and good. And you have a really solid call to action in there. So a lot of times you push out content and you just hope it kind of sticks, right? You throw it at the wall. You hope that it sticks. It probably helps the overall authority for keywords for the entire website. But, when you have those outliers, that's when you want to go back in and just hyper refine that, put in like a lot more energy. Okay. Cons. Okay, so pros, yeah, you're going to expand your keyword universe, if you want to call it that. You're going to improve the overall authority of your website, and you're going to have more longevity than option 1 for those reasons I just mentioned. The cons, it's more expensive than option 1. You get a lower ROI in the beginning because creating that content, it is more expensive because, it's a capitalistic society. You got to pay for things. But these things don't rank overnight. If I publish content and your authority of your website's low and it's a high competitive market space, then let's face it, it's going to take a bit longer to start ranking. So those results don't happen overnight. And creating high quality content is oftentimes expensive, and it should be if it's good. So, but the long term is you'll see compounding, recurring results as all that content starts to float towards the top. You're going back, you're re-optimizing, and now you've expanded your options for ranking. And another pro is once you stop that campaign, let's say you're running an SEO campaign for 2 years. Once you stop it, those results don't just disappear. They continue to provide results. So unlike, PPC, for instance, or a banner ad campaign or, whatever, once you stop paying for those, then the results obviously stop. Nobody's going to click on an ad if it doesn't exist, right? And it's not going to exist unless you pay for it. All right. And then I've got this cool infographic here. This is the search engine equilibrium, the hybrid approach. I call this the Ford Lightning F-150 plan. I couldn't come up with a better hybrid. If you have one, let me know. So this option includes everything in 1 and 2, but with a pay to promote kind of a twist. So when you're creating that content, like I mentioned, SEO, that high quality content takes a while to really rank. However, you could take those target keywords that you want to rank for in organic SEO results and just pay for them. So you've already done all the legwork here. You might as well pay for those keywords. Now you pay to promote that, and then once it starts ranking organically, you kind of taper that down. So in the beginning, and this could be for the entire campaign, or this could be for content. Maybe like you published 10 articles of content over here, you're pushing out a paid media plan. It's ranking in PPC, and then over time, it starts to rank organically over a few months, and then you lower that spend. So as the the SEO results rise, the PPC spend goes down. So that's kind of like the hybrid approach. And this could be for the account as a whole, or it could be on individual content clusters. And that really depends on how competitive your market space is, how many people are bidding for those keywords. And I mean, let's face it, if there's 5 paid ads at the top of a page and your audience base is mainly clicking on those, you probably don't want to taper off too much. But the idea is to kind of monopolize that homepage, the first page of Google. So it's not good enough just to get one listing or one ad or one link down here. You really want to get your brand across the board. So boy, it would be great if we had our link up here in the ads, our map listing down here below in maps, and then a couple of SEO links down below as well. And that's going to really improve your visibility in real estate online. So yeah, that's pretty much, okay. So pros, higher visibility of the content that you've already worked on creating for the SEO campaign. You're gonna get those faster results. And then you're also gonna get the benefit of the longevity of the SEO campaign and those long-term compounding results that we talked about. Cons, definitely more expensive, and especially in the beginning. I mean, let's face it, PPC, even though you're paying money to promote, if your account is brand new, it's still going to take Google some time to figure out if you're trustworthy or not, or if your links are getting engaged with. Do they have a really low click-through rate? If the quality score is terrible, then Google needs to figure out these things before they can trust your link, because intrinsically that's their service, right? They want to provide their users with high quality, relevant information, and it takes them a little bit of time to figure that out. They're pretty smart, and they're getting better all the time. So always focus on creating high quality ads and, more importantly, content. Probably like a broken record in the industry right now. I know it's nothing unique, but yeah, focus on creating high quality content. The rest will follow, especially if they have good ads and relevant keywords pointing people to that content. So what search engine marketing plan do we recommend? Well, if search engine marketing is important to you, and I would say it should be, because from my experience at least, people are going to search engines to find a solution to their problem. They're already a well-qualified customer, as opposed to somebody in Facebook or let's say another website reading a blog that they linked to from Reddit, and now they're seeing banner ads and they're just scrolling straight past them. And you're still getting charged for that. And the people that you're showing your ads to, really, they're not there to see your ads. They're there to engage with other content. So this is kind of like the precipice for the inbound methodology. Anyway, what do we recommend? Well, it comes down to budget. So if you don't have like a budget for PPC, well, it doesn't make any sense to pay for the management, and then if you don't have any money for the budget for the actual ads. So number one comes down to budget. Number two, timeline. If your business is seasonal, and let's say you're a restaurant operating in Dewey Beach, and you want to pay for keyword restaurants near me, well, if it's already May or June, we could pump out a bunch of content, but let's be real, it's not going to rank until after the busy season. At least rank well, unless your authority is like crazy high, which I'm going to go out on a limb here and say most of those restaurant websites are not. Although the competition is pretty low, so you might have a chance. Anyway, you would definitely need to pay for those links if you wanted to get a good performance, a good return on your investment. Like conversely though, like if your business, let's say it's September, then well, we've got 6 months to work on a campaign, let's say an SEO campaign where we can run that listings management, we can create high quality content in the form of videos and landing pages and blogs and whatnot. And then it gives that a good amount of time to get that content ranked. So maybe we don't even need to run a PPC campaign come summer. So in that essence, like, it really depends and comes down to what your needs are, budget and timeline. But the bottom line is, if you're approaching PPC, SEO, or listings management, don't treat them as though they're individual campaigns. They're not. They all have the same goal. They all have the same purpose. So you should consider each of these strategies equally. And I've got other content that goes deeper into exactly how you can rank for, in each of those strategies: maps, PPC, organic SEO. All right. We're at 16 minutes. God bless you if you made it through. I hope you found that to be helpful, and have a great day. Take care.